Hello everybody, welcome to the channel Out of Ammo, Out of Time. I'm Krabby Terror 8 and I'm so stoked because here we are in Season 3. Yes, Episode 1, Season 3 of the Investigator Games. I can't believe we're here. How long's it taken? It is taken forever. I had a look at the last Roland Banks video for Season 2 and there was like 20 investigators available at that time. It was like 4 years ago or something. It seemed a lifetime ago. I didn't think we'd ever get here, but here we are in Season 3, a brand new season. We are going to devote this year to really getting these investigators through this season. It might take a little bit more than a year, but we will get them all through, and then by that time we can then get the new investigators through. But this is what we're going to focus on, and so we are here in the Devourer below with Roland Banks. Yes, and for those of you who are brand new to the Investigator Games, welcome. If you haven't seen the other series, I would probably recommend you look at those first, at least for Roland, although the very first episode I did back in Season 1 is a bit ropey, I have to say. I've certainly improved since then, but yeah, you can see Roland, and basically the way that it works is each of these investigators go through a scenario true solo, and we started in Season 1 with a gathering, then it was Season 2 with Midnight Masks, and here we are in Season 3 with the Devourer below, and we put them in a league table, and there are carryover points, and so the league table at the moment looks like this. Obviously, nobody has any carryover points to Season 3 yet, but we can see this is the way that the table is placed at the moment, and Roland is one of the top people on the table. So, yes, he is, I'm sure, hoping for a pretty good run in the Devourer below, and I will talk a little bit about how the Devourer below is going to be a little bit different, and that might not quite work out for him, but we will see how he goes. Now, spoilers, if you are new to Arkham Horror the card game, never played before, haven't played the Gathering before, probably I would go and play those first, and then I would come back, because I'm assuming you know how to play a little bit. So yes, here we are with Roland Banks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through his card as we usually do. I've upgraded his deck. I will talk a little bit about that, maybe in a different way this time, because if you want to know more about the cards and his signature cards in detail, then I suggest that you have a look at the previous videos, because I go through those in detail, particularly I should have. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I did in Season 1. So, but what I'll talk about is more about how Roland Banks is imagining, because I had a good talk to him in the trailer in the forest here. Thank you again to Miskatonic Trailers. They've actually set up a little kind of trailer village for us just on the outskirts of the woods, and we're using that as a staging post for the Investigator Games. Also, thank you to Arkham Electronics, who've set up live streaming cameras, which we can now do these days throughout the woods, so that it just was a little bit hard to allow crowds all around the woods. The woods are pretty large, and sometimes, occupational health and safety quite dangerous. So instead, Arkham Electronics have very kindly donated some Wi-Fi connected video cameras, which have been put in various strategic locations around the woods, which allows people to watch the Investigator Games that way. So yes, a little bit of a change there. So yes, as I said, we'll go through Roland Banks' card. We'll go through his deck in terms of how he thinks, based on my interview with him, how he thinks he's going to strategically win the Investigator Games, what's his strategy with his deck. Instead of going through the individual cards, we'll talk about that. I then will just talk a little bit about, very briefly, because there is a video about how the Devourer below has been amended for to Investigator Games, but I'll talk a little bit about that before we start, and then we can kick off. So yes, Roland Banks, he is the guardian of the base game, the Fed agency detective. So way back when Arkham Horror the card game was first conceived, he was probably the first investigator that a lot of people would have played, I imagine. Certainly was for me. So he's pretty iconic from that perspective, I guess. And yeah, we can see his stat line. He's got 3 willpower, 3 intellect, 4 fight, and 2 agility. So pretty well-rounded, and from a true seller perspective, does pretty well. He's able to fight, and also with a 3 intellect, he's able to do pretty good investigations and find clues. That's not too bad. His willpower is reasonable as well, so he can stave off the effects of the mythos in the encounter mythos phase from the encounter deck reasonably okay. His two biggest issues are his agility. He's more of a fighter than an evader, so you probably want to stack his deck with weapons. And the other thing is that he's got a pretty low he's got a 9 physical, strength, but only a 5 mental strength. So he can quite easily succumb to that. So that's the other thing you just need to be aware of with Roland. He can be a little bit weak from that perspective. Now, he has this really awesome synergy here that if you defeat an enemy, you discover a clue at your location. So that really means Roland does want to fight enemies, particularly relatively weak enemies, because if he does, he saves himself a number of, there's action efficiency there, action compression, because then he doesn't have to discover clues. The clues discover themselves. His Elder Sign effect is just a standard +1 for each clue on your location. So there we go. Everything by the book, every I dotted, every T crossed. It had worked until now. So there we go. That's Roland in a nutshell. If we just flip his card over, we can see he takes standard deck size, Guardian cards 0 to 5, Seeker cards 0 to 2. So he's a Guardian Seeker, which again is perfect synergy really for getting clues. So it really is really nicely designed from that perspective, and neutral cards 0 to 5. And this is his backstory. Roland had always taken comfort in procedure and rules. As an agent in the Bureau, he was relieved to have guidelines to follow in any given situation. But lately, his Federal Agent's Handbook had been entirely unhelpful given the cases he'd been assigned. Try as he might, Roland could find no mention of what to do when confronted with strange creatures, gates through time and space, or magic spells. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never have believed it. And there's no way his superiors would understand. Roland knew he would have to handle this one himself. Okay, so there we go. That's Roland in a nutshell. Now, I spoke to Roland in the green room before we started. He's there currently at the main path. As you can see, he's waiting, just walking around in his trench coat and hat, looking as he usually does. The only difference is the white sneakers. Rather than his usual black loafers. So I guess he thinks he might have to do a bit of running in this scenario. So yeah, and the paths can get a bit twisty and windy, so I can understand why he's changed his footwear. Now, I had to I spoke to him in the trailer about his strategy and what he did in terms of upgrading his deck. And the first thing he impressed upon me is that he's kind of relying on allies. He's doing a kind of a Charlie Kane strategy here. He's sort of relying on getting allies down on the table to really help him out. So he actually has charisma. So he's invested in charisma for an additional ally slot. And we can see he's got 2 upgraded beat cops. He's also got 2 malign Christophers. And he's got a guard dog. So quite a lot of allies in his deck. So I guess if he can have a Malign Christopher and a Beat Cop, that's going to give him +1 intellect and +1 fight. You know, the upgraded Beat Cop allows you to do damage to enemies, to dispatch them quickly, and of course Malign Christopher allows you to generate money, which allows you to bring other things out. So I think that's the core of his strategy, is that so if his allies don't appear early on, that's going to be a little bit challenging. Having said that, he's got lots and lots of ways. He's made sure he's loaded his deck with plenty of weaponry. And I should say that his deck doesn't look that optimized, and that's because he started Season 1 with the standard FFG starter deck, as provided by FFG, so it wasn't ideal to start with. He's done his best with his upgrades to try and improve it, and so this is what he's done. So he's got plenty of ways to deal with people, like with monsters, with machetes, 45 automatics, knives, vicious blows, dodges, and even dynamite blast. So he's got lots of ways of doing that, and he's actually got quite a lot of ways of actually getting clues as well. We've got deduction on here, we've got magnifying glass, we've got evidence. So we've got lots and lots of ways of dealing with and getting clues. And then other than that, the other thing that he's really kind of invested in is shortcut, because this allows you to just action compression and move around fast if you really need to do things, because the name of the game in Season 3 is going to be speed, and I will just explain. So I did create a video of how the Investigator Games will work in Season 3. It doesn't work like the normal Devourer below, I should say that. So if you haven't seen that video, I probably recommend watching that, because that will give you the details of what we're going to do. But I've set everything up here. We've got our random locations, and these could be from the base game or the return to game. We've got in the gallery here, we've got our 4 big bads waiting, hoping that they will be chosen to take on Roland if we get that far. And then here are all of the cards which explain what happens if when we move to one of these woods locations. As you know, there's a random draw, and that has a random effect. So it's a kind of a roguelike idea in terms of playing the Devourer below. Of course, when there's no doom on the agendas at the start, Roland can resign at any time and anywhere, and the cultists will not be all spawning together at the main path. That does not happen, but they could very well spawn at one of the woods locations, because if you pull a symbol. So that's a very short explanation of how the Investigator Games version of the Devourer below is going to work. This is the first time I've done it, so apologize if I seem a little bit unsure, because I'm doing this for the first time, but I'm sure it will all run and be a ton of fun. So the point here is that Roland needs to get as many points as quickly as possible, and the points come from clearing the locations, and you get a victory point for those. Defeating a big bad, you get 2 victory points for that, and obviously each cultist you also get a victory point. So the more cultists, the more victory points you can get in the shortest space of time, the better. Literally, Roland can resign at any time. It's up to him, but obviously if he resigns, then he can't get any more victory points. So it's really about balancing out how long he's going to last overall. So there we go. So yeah, we're all set up here in Octagon, ready to go. I think we've just got to wait for the horn to go off. I had a chat to Roland. He's feeling very confident. He really feels like he can top this table. He's also nervous because the new format here in the Devourer below, you just don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how things are going to go. I mean, he could end up with 4 locations with 4 cultists on them. He could end up with no cultists on them. Who knows? Things could happen in all kinds of crazy ways. We just don't know. So and Roland is first off, so he's all the other investigators I know are watching with interest to see how. And there it goes. There goes the horn, and we're here beginning episode 1, season 1 of the Investigator Games. Okay, so what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Well, Roland already explained what he wants. He wants allies. He wants to get the allies onto the table. Because if he can do that, particularly Milan Christopher, which then feeds his economic engine, which allows him to bring more things out, and obviously a weapon. Those are the main things that we want at the start. Obviously, being able to get clues is also helpful. So let's shuffle up and let's draw many. Let's draw our 5, see what we get. And, well, there we go. Haunted we can't have. So here we go. So this is our draw here. We've got Milan Christopher on board. There we go. That's great. Working a hunch is good to discover a clue quickly. So the biggest problem here, I think, emergency cash is probably good at the start as well. So the biggest problem is not a major weapon. So, I mean, a knife is sort of okay, but I'd probably want something a little bit stronger than a knife. But then if I throw it in, I might end up with no weapons at all. Or do I throw in 3, the emergency cash? Because Milan Christopher is going to give us cash, so we should be okay from a cash perspective. So what I might do is I might throw in these 3 and draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So no weapon. Damn. I should have kept the knife. Oh dear. Okay, so that's a good start in terms of having both of these. Good to have a vicious blow, but what we are missing is we're missing a weapon. So that was kind of bad. So anyway, we're here at the main path, and I've just remembered I didn't read the agenda or the act, did I? Yeah, I didn't read the agenda or the act. I'll read them now. So Agenda 1A, the Arkham Woods. From interrogating members of the conspiracy within Arkham, you have learned that they are performing a rite of vengeance in response to the destruction of one of their master's lairs. You have entered the woods outside Arkham to try and stop them. The woods seem unnaturally cold and filled with a deathly silence. 4 doom for that one. And investigating the trail, the evidence you've gathered has led you to the woods south of Arkham, where you believe a ritual to summon a being called Umordoth is about to take place. Steeling your resolve, you set forth deeper into the woods, hoping to find the site of this ritual. 3 clues there. So 4 doom or 3 clues. Okay, so we're here. So what are we going to do? Well, first thing we're going to do is spend 4. Yeah. We'll spend the 4 and bring out Milan Christopher. That's good. So that's our first action. See, this is the thing. Ooh, yeah. So that's good. We're now running at a 4 intellect. So either we could risk it and move to an Arkham Woods location, or try and draw into a weapon. Ooh, this is really hard, because if we don't have a weapon and we start bringing out, but then a lot of the cultists are sort of, you don't necessarily have to fight them, do you? You can sort of do things like, I could evade them and things. So why don't we risk it? Let's move it, because speed is always of the essence. Which one should we choose? Let's choose the one on the end here. Let's move here. What do we get? And we get the and it is a return to one. It looks rather spooky. I don't know these locations. So Arkham Woods Lakeside. It is 2 shroud only, 1 clue. Forced after you reveal a chaos token from the chaos bag while investigating this location. Reveal and resolve an additional chaos token. Ooh, okay, so that's a bit nasty. This used to be a popular spot for fishing, but it doesn't look like anyone's fished here for years. Now, one of the things, of course, is as soon as we move into an Arkham Woods location, we have to draw from the Chaos bag, and we have to see what happens. There's a random effect. Now, it is a -1, and a -1 is drop a clue on your current location. Well, we don't have a clue, so yay, that's really quite good. So no effect. I was really thinking we might end up with a cultist or something like that, but no, we got a -1, which means drop a clue, nothing happens. Phew. Okay, final action. Let's investigate. Now, when we do that, you have to resolve an additional chaos token. Okay. We are running at a 4 because we've got Milan. Well, actually, we could use this working hunch, but I think I should keep that for a sort of higher shroud. So we're running at a 4 versus a 2. A 4 versus a 2. Do we go ahead and see how we go? Why don't we do that? So let's see. Chaos Bag gives us a 0, but we have to draw an additional, don't we? It says, yep, reveal an additional Chaos token. So there's a way of doing that. I always forget how you do it. Tokens, draw an additional token, Control Shift X, -4, no! Ah dear, never mind. So there we go. So, well, there we go. That's an interesting start, isn't it? So, yeah, so sort of a mixed bag for Roland. We drew into our hand, which was kind of okay at the start, but unfortunately, no weapon. We then moved to the Arkham Woods location here, the lakeside. The chaos effect was just drop a clue, but thankfully we didn't have a clue, and then we failed to get the clue at that location. So next time we'll probably try and pick up that clue. So we'll move into the enemy phase, or the enema phase as I call it. There's no enemies or enemas to speak of. So we will move into upkeep, and we get the flashlight. Yeah, the good old flashlight. Yeah, well, it would would have preferred a weapon, so I'm really, really annoyed I didn't keep that knife now. Anyway, let's move into the Mythos phase. First Doom is down. Okay, so let's see what the good old encounter deck has for us, and it has a Disciple of the Devourer. Spawn at the farthest empty location. After you spawn Disciple of the Devourer, you must place either one Doom on it, or place one of your clues on its location. If the current agenda is not agenda 1, do both instead. You must put a Doom on it, or place one of your clues on its location. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to put it over here, and we will put a Doom on it. Yep, that's not good. Okay, it's not a hunter, it's just spawns there. So we really need to deal with, it's not too bad. But anyway, okay, all right. Let's move into the investigation phase. 3 actions onto Roland. Okay, so do we try and pick up this clue? I think we do. Let's try and pick up this clue. Let's see what the Chaos Bag has, and it's got a 0 again. But we need to do a draw additional one, and we get a -2. So we are running at a 4 -2, 2 versus 2. So this time we succeed, and we get the clue, and we also get a some money from Milan Christopher. So there we go. So that's good. So that's actually our first victory point. Yes, and the crowd goes wild as we get our first victory point from clearing the Arkham Woods. There we go. So we're already up to 1 victory point. So I'm a little bit worried about this dude over here. This is, yeah, literally just connected to here. So look, all we can do is pop back to the main path, and I'm going to draw a card because I really want to try and get a weapon. We do not need to dual wield flashlights, believe me. So that's not what I wanted. But anyway, that's better than a kick in the pants. But I really, really need a machete, or yes, you'd think I'd got no weapons at all. I've got so many. And hopefully we'll have the money to bring out whatever weapons, or at least the beat cop. And then I think next time we'll probably move to this Arkham Woods location and deal with this Disciple of the Devourer. Okay, let's move into the enemy phase. Oh, someone clapped. Oh, yep, the Ghoul Priest and Nagaroth are clapping away. Ah! So there we go. So there are no enemies to do anything very much. So we'll move into upkeep. Seriously, we do not need 2 beat cops. We really need a weapon. Anyway, never mind. Okay, let's move in to the Mythos phase. There are 3 Doom. So yeah, we're one away. Let's see what the encounter deck has. And the encounter deck has Mask of Umordoth. Attach it to the furthest cultist enemy. Yep. Okay, so it's with this dude. And place 1 Doom on that enemy. Okay. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search for a cultist enemy, attach Mask of Umordoth to it, shuffle the encounter deck. Attached enemy gets +2 health. If attached enemy is not unique, it gains aloof. If attached enemy is unique, it gains retaliate. Well, it isn't. It isn't unique, so it gains aloof. So it's aloof, and it's got +2 health. Oh boy, that is nasty. Oh wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So this disciple of the Devourer went from a pretty easy beat to something much more difficult now. So because if he's aloof, that means we have to engage him. It also means he doesn't attack us. So, but still, yeah. Wow. Okay. Let's move into the investigation phase. 3 actions onto Roland. So I think first thing I'm going to do, first action, is I'm going to bring out the beat cop. So there we go. That's the beat cop. So we're now rocking at a +1, which is good. I guess having 2 beat cops is quite good because it means you can sort of do a lot of damage with one and then have another one there. So that's the first action. Second action, let's move in to the Arkham Woods. Flip that. And this is the old house. This location is investigated using willpower instead of the skill indicated by the investigation attempt. It's only 2 shroud, which is good. House waits at the edge of the trail, covered in vines. Inside, the walls and floors are bloodstained and littered with dirt, mud, and discarded bones. Ooh. And because we've moved to a woods location, that, of course, means that we need to draw from the Chaos Bag. And the Chaos Bag gives us another -1, which means drop 1 clue at the current location. There we go. So we've got 2 clues to get. And we have 1 action left. Have we? Yes, we do. We've got 1 action left. So if we don't kill this this disciple of the Devourer, then this is going to flip, which is not good. So I'm actually thinking we do fight. We're going to punch the guy because we're a 5 fight and he's a 3. So I'm going to fight him, but I'm going to... Do we need to use the vicious blow? Because we've got to do... Oh, no, we'd have to engage him, wouldn't we? Oh, boy. Things are not going to plan, are they, for Roland? Poor old Roland. We've got 1 action left. Maybe I should investigate. It's willpower, though, so we're a 3 versus a 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 3. Oh, do we draw and try and get a weapon? I think we probably draw and try and get a weapon, and we do. Okay. So we get Roland's 38 special. I mean, it's okay, but it's only got 4 ammo. But, you know, that's better than a kick in the pants. So that's good that we've drawn into a weapon. Okay, so what did we do? We brought out the beat cop. We moved to the Arkham Woods location, and then we drew. We don't get attacked by the disciple because he is aloof, and we're just going to have to cop the fact that the Mythos phase is going to move on. So, Yes. Anyway, so things are, it's already turn 3. We've got 1 victory point, but we're not really getting very far. So at least we've drawn a weapon, so we can hopefully try and do something about that. Enemy phase, well, the enemy's aloof, so nothing is happening there. We move into the upkeep and we get a knife, so the weapons are coming now thick and fast, so that's good. And then we will move into the mythos phase. There we go, that's all the doom. And we will flip this over. Throughout the woods, a shrieking cry echoes from somewhere deeper in the forest. A score of hideous voices answer the call, inhuman as the baying of hounds, and yet articulate, repeating a singular name. Umordoth, Umordoth, Umordoth. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Oh, well, there aren't any. Okay. And discard the top until a monster enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy at the main path and place a doom on it. No! Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah, we get a goat spawn. We get a goat spawn with a doom on it. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, poor old Roland. Oh, my goodness. Where's the... Okay. Yep. We did that right, didn't we? Shuffle the into the encounter deck. Discard piles until a monster enemy. It is a monster, isn't it? It certainly is. It's discarded, spawn that enemy at the main path and put a doom on that enemy. So what have we got here? We've got a goat spawn who's a hunter and retaliate. When goat spawn is defeated, each investigator at this location takes a horror. The creature was at once terrible and graceful, the result of blasphemous traffics with some otherworldly horror. Not easy. Okay, so we are into Agenda 2A. The ritual begins. Umordoth, Umordoth, Umordoth. The chanting builds in intensity, echoing into the cold air of the night. The sparse clouds in the sky coalesce above the Arkham woods, blotting out the faint light of the stars. Each enemy gets +1 bite and +1 evade. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? And we've got 5 doom to get through this one. Oh dear, Umordoth's laughing his head off. The Mars Hunter's giggling. Nagaroth can't keep upright. He thinks this is hilarious, and the Ghoul Priest is really enjoying this. They're really enjoying watching poor old Roland really have trouble here. But that's not all. We've still got to draw from the encounter deck. Let's see what the encounter deck has. The encounter deck has Chill from Below. Test 3. For each point you fell by, you must discard 1 card at random from your hand. For each card you can... Okay. The ground is covered in ice and frost, and a deep chill courses through the air. So it's a 3, and we are a 3. So it's a 3 versus 3. I'm not going to use Roland's card for that. We really just have to go with what we've got. Let's see what the Chaos Bear gives us. And it gives us a skull, which is the number of monster enemies in play. That's -1. So we miss out by 1. Discard a card at random. So random discard. We lose the vicious blow. Of course we do. Oh dear, poor old Roland. It's just one mishap after the other. Anyway, we will move in to the investigation phase. 3 actions on to Roland. Okay, Roland, what are we going to do? Well, we don't care about this guy anymore. Really, he's aloof. He's not unique, so he's aloof, so he's just chilling. We can just let him keep chilling. He's not going to do anything. There's no benefit. So we get ourselves these clues, then we can of course get another victory point. And then we're going to have to go back to the main path, which means we've got to take on this goat spawn as well. So I think we get some clues, which gets us some money. And we do that. So I think we just go ahead and do that. So we're running at a 4 versus a 2, a 4v2. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and do that. So a 4v2. See what the Chaos Bag has, 0, so we succeed. And we we get some monies. Yeah, one of the things, of course, is that if he wasn't aloof, then it would be, and he didn't have extra health, then killing him would be awesome, because then we would automatically get a clue. But the problem is now we would have to not only engage him, but he would have 3 health. And so it's just not worth it. Yeah. Second action, let's go ahead again and investigate. And here we go. And we get a -1. So we succeed again. 4 minus, yep. So we get another clue and we get some more money. That's nice. And then for our third action, let's spend that money. And let's bring out Roland's trusty 38 special. 4 ammo, spend an ammo fight, get +1 for this attack. If there are 1 or more clues at your location, get +3. This attack deals +1 damage. So it's not as good as some weapons, but it's better than no weapon at all. So yeah, so there we go. So that was oh, and of course the crowd goes wild because we get another victory point. So we've got 2 victory points now. So that's good. So I think we're going to have to really, again, more victory points the better, but we're going to have to deal with this goat spawn. It's a doom anyway, so we'll probably have to go up there and do a bit of biffo to get rid of this goat spawn. And then we can get ourselves into these other Arkham Woods locations. So yeah, things are going okay for Roland. We've turn 4. We've got two victory points so far. So not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, enemy phase. Nothing happens. Oh no, it does. Of course, he's a hunter. I forgot. Ah no. So he moves in. He does. And he waxes for, oh, it's only one thing, isn't it? So actually that's not too bad. So yes, he moves into the Arkham Woods because they are connected, right? Are they? Yes, because to each other woods location, yeah. So he moves in, he waxes for 1, so we'll just tank that damage. That's fine. It's no big deal. Yep. And then we will move into the upkeep phase and we get the machete. Yes, that's what we were after. Great. Yes, we're not playing taboo. So yes, we've got the machete. That will really, 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 really help things at last. Okay. So we will move into the Mythos phase. Doom is down in the second agenda. Let's see what the encounter deck has. The encounter deck has another chill from below. Oh no. Test 3 if you fail. Random. Oh, we could lose the machete here. Well, nothing we can do about it because we can't. So it's 3 versus a 3. Chaos Bag gives us a cultist. -2. Fail. Place it. Oh, right. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. Whoops. Okay. So that's 2 doom. Yep. And we failed as well by -2. So that means discard 2 cards at random. 1, 2. Okay. Whew. We didn't lose the knife. Okay, cool. Wow, they are nasty, those chills from below. There we go. Let's move in to the investigation phase. Okay, 3 actions on to Roland. Well, I guess we just go ahead and we fight. Now, I've just remembered that he gets +1 fight, so he's actually a fight of 4 and an evade of 3. So, yeah. So a little bit nastier than we thought. That's okay, though, because we are a fight of 5. So a 5 versus a 4, so we're not that far up. Let's shoot the goat spawn. So we get +1 for this. We don't get +3. So what are we? 4, 5, 6. 6 versus 4. So we're 2 up. Let's see how we go. 6 versus 4. Chaos Bag gives us a -2, so we succeed and we do 2 points of damage. That's nice. That's right, isn't it? +1, I think we get. Yep. So that was our first action. And let's exhaust the beat cop. And let's put a damage on the beat cop. And kill this goat spawn. Dead. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Unfortunately, there's no clues here, so we don't get a clue to pick up as a consequence. Okay, so let's move back to the main path. I'm reluctant to move to one of these because if we spawn a cultist, then we're going to start taking damage. So I might just take a resource. Okay, so yeah, we killed the goat spawn, moved back to the main path, took a resource. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep, oh, we get a shortcut. Nice, 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 nice. That's actually a good card to get to improve our efficiency because, yeah, okay. Let's move in to the Mythos phase. 2 of 5 are down. Let's see what the encounter deck has. And the encounter deck has, oh, here we go. Grave Eater. Okay. It's actually a 3/2/3 because, yeah, okay. So it's a 3/2/3. So another enemy to deal with. That's okay. We can deal with that. So yes, investigation phase 3 actions onto Roland. Well, let's get rid of this Grave Eater. So we will shoot the Grave Eater. So again, we are a what are we? We are a 5/6. Yeah, a 6 versus a 3. So we're 3 up. Let's see what the Chaos Bag is. 0. So we succeed and we kill the Grave Eater. That's our first action. Now, do we play the machete or do we move to an Arkham Woods location? We've still got 2 bullets here. I think because time is of the essence with all these things, we're going to shortcut to an Arkham Woods location. Let's flip it over. We've got 2 clues, so we need 3, don't we? Yeah, we only need 1 more clue. Because we've got a clue there and we've got a clue there. This one has no clues. Oh no, it's the Quiet Glade. There'd be a nice picnic spot if it weren't for all the monsters. Well, this is annoying, but however, things have not finished because now we have moved. We've got to see what is going to happen here. So we will see what we get, and we get the auto fail, which has added doom to the current agenda. No, 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 no. Oh boy. Oh man. Okay. Okay. So we've had 2 -1s. I kind of was hoping for cultists, right? And we've had 2 -1s and we've had an auto fail. We haven't had any of these. You would think, you would think they didn't exist. Okay, I think we spend 3 and bring out the machete. And we've got 1 action left. I think we move back, obviously, to the main path. Okay, so yeah, so that was really kind of disappointing because we got rid of the enemy that we had. We shortcutted to the Arkham Woods location, which turned out to have no clues. We didn't get a cultist. We just added another doom to the agenda, which was really not ideal. We played the machete then, and then we moved back to the main path. So we're going to, this is so annoying. We're going to have to move to the final Arkham Woods location, which will allow us to move further into the act. Yes, but at least we're set up now. We're set up to do things, so that's the main thing. So we will move into the enemy phase. No enemies to speak of, so we move into, we get the Dynamite Blast, which could be really good. That could be a really handy card to use. But anyway, we will keep going. And we move into the Mythos phase, 4 of 5 Doom. Let's see what the encounter deck has. No, another Grave Eater. Huh. Okay, another Grave Eater. All right, let's move into investigations. 3 actions onto Roland. So, yeah, I guess we're fighting this Grave Eater, which is a 3/2/3. And this is going to flip next time, so we really need to hurry up. So we're going to use the machete for this. +1 attack, +1 damage. So we are a 5/6 on a 3. 6 on a 3. Chaos Bag gives us a tablet, which is -3. So we succeed. If there's a monster enemy at your location, take a damage. Well, there is, so we take another damage. That's all right. We can tank that. So we kill the Grave Eater. That was our first action. Whoops. Second action, let's move into the final Arkham Woods location. And it is the Corpse-Ridden Clearing. What a lovely name. Corpse-Ridden Clearing. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Each enemy at this location cannot take more than 1 damage for each attack performed against it. Ouch. The remains of half-eaten animal corpses litter this section of the woods, befouling the air with their stench. Okay, well, let's see who we're going to get. So let's, again, this is a random draw, and we get our cultist. Yes, indeed, a cultist. So who are we going to get? Shuffle them up. Shuffle them up, and we get Wolfman Drew. Of course we do. Of all of the ones to get, we get Wolfman Drew. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, my God. Because if we attack him now, he'll heal a damage. We could evade him, because he's a 3 evasion, and we could do a 4 evasion. That might be worth it, is it? Because if we attack him... Oh, there's a clue here, isn't there? So if we attack him, we can do 2 points. We can do 3 points to him. And yes, he'll heal a point, but I think that's actually quite good. So I think we go ahead and do that. I think that's worthwhile. So we will we'll shoot him again. So we get +3. So we are a 4. We are a 5. 8. 8 on a 5. 8 on a 5. 8 on a 5. That's pretty good. Let's do an 8 on a 5. See how we go. Chaos Bag gives us a -1, so we succeed. So we do 2 points of damage to him. Nope, wrong one. Yeah, we do 2 points of damage to him. And let's exhaust the Beat Cop and do another damage to him. So we've done 3 points, which is going to turn into 2, but you know. Okay, cool. All right, so we defeated the enemy at the main path. We moved into the Arkham Woods. We got a random cultist. We got Wolfman Drew, and then we attacked Wolfman Drew. Okay, so in the enemy phase, Wolfman Drew attacks us. So he heals... Oop. What's going on with the mouse here? He heals a point. We take 2 points. Okay. That's actually getting quite a lot of damage on us now. So that's 4 points. Yep. We'll move into upkeep. We get another machete. Okay. And then, oh no. Then we move into the Mythos phase. Ah, no. This has already moved over. Oh no. A dark presence approaches and you're assaulted by invisible pressures that bring you to your knees. A terrible force threatens to invade your mind and soul. Your throat clenches and your eyes water as a sensation burns through you. In player order, each investigator must test 6. Each investigator who fails must search their collection for a random basic weakness and add it to his or her hand. Add it to his or her hand. Okay. Right. 6 versus 3. So we're definitely failing this. Let's see what the Chaos Bag tells us. Yeah, we failed. So we've got to get ourselves a random basic weakness. There is a way to draw a basic weakness. All or the core set. Oh, this is one I hadn't thought of. I think we should do all. I think that's much more fun. Let's see what we get. Is it it's got to be a madness. Yeah, it is. Campaign mode only. Secret, add this card to your hand. When the game ends or you're eliminated, earn 2 for your experience. Okay, when you deal damage to an enemy in excess of its remaining health, discard this card from your hand. Okay, well, look, it's all random. It's what we get, so that's fine because it's not about experience. It doesn't impact the victory points. So just to be really clear, Roland will get the victory points he gets. So, in fact, this is actually really good because it actually doesn't matter. So that was a bit of a good one. So here we are at Agenda 3A. Vengeance awaits. The world begins to shift and change as the ritual nears its conclusion. The air grows chilly and the entire forest is covered in a layer of rime. The trees bend unnaturally and their shadows lengthen into weird shapes. When this agenda advances, if the investigators are at Act 1, put the set aside ritual site into play and spawn the set aside big bad there. If the investigators are Act 2 or 3, discard all enemies at the ritual site and spawn the set aside big bad there. Okay. Okay, let's see what the encounter deck has for us. And the encounter deck has, oh no, not Frozen in Fear. Oh no. Okay. That's all right. Frozen in Fear we are. Okay. Let's move into the investigation phase. 3 actions onto Roland. Well, the first action we will do... Whoops. They're no longer +1, are they? That's good. So the first action, we will fight Wolfman Drew. Let's just use up our special. So we're at a 8, I think. 5, 8. 8 versus 4. And that uses up 2 of our actions because we're frozen in fear. 8 versus 4. Let's see what the Chaos Bag has. And it has a tablet, which is -3. So we succeed, but we take a damage. Wow, another damage. Okay, we'll take that damage. We kill Wolfman Drew. And the crowd goes wild as we put Wolfman Drew into the victory display. And so now we have got 1, 2, 3 victory points. Crowd goes wild. That's great. So, yeah, not too bad. Okay, so that was our first 2 actions. We've got 1 action left. Let's see if... Oh, hold on. Each enemy at this location cannot take more than 1 damage. Or damage for each... Oh, no. I'm just going to check my recording. Okay, so yes, so after all those shenanigans, indeed, we lost the beat cop. We've done 3 points of damage to Wolfman Drew. We still have 2 actions left. That was all just a bit chaotic there, so I do apologize about that. It was just too many variables all happening at the same time. And when you're playing in real time, it's easy to kind of forget all the moving pieces. So we've still got 2 actions left, but we can only do 1 damage. So we will attack Wolfman Drew once again with a without the beat cop. So we're running at a 5 versus a 4. So we're only 1 up. But we're going to have to just wear that and see how we go. 5 versus 4. Chaos Bag gives us a -1. So we succeed. And we eventually kill Wolfman Drew. And the crowd goes wild as he goes to the victory display. Wow, that was quite an event there. That took way too much time than it should have done. But anyway, we got there in the end. So we've got 1 action left. 1 action left. Let's investigate. So we are a 4 versus a 3. Let's make that a 5 versus a 3. In fact, let's make that a 6 versus a 3. 6 versus 3 on the Arkham Woods. Chaos Bag gives us a -2, so we succeed. We get the clue. We get some money. And we also get another victory point, and the crowd goes wild. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points. Which means we can now throw these in. That was our final action. Do we throw them in now? I think we... or do we throw them in at the beginning of next time? Let's throw them in now. I don't know what the impact of that will be, but let's see. So, scattered throughout the forest you see glyphs and arcane sigils in various places, etched into the bark of trees, carved upon the faces of stones and dripped in blood upon the ground. Though you cannot decipher these glyphs, you notice that most of them tend to face south. Following these signs leads you by twists and turns towards a cave in the darkest, coldest part of the forest. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees, blocking the only path to the cave. Put a set-aside ritual site into play. It's in here. Where is the ritual site? There we go. So that's the ritual site into play. I think it's off the main path, isn't it? Yes, it is. Search the collection, cultists, they don't. So we don't do that bit, but everything else we do. Into the darkness, the remaining cultists have followed you into the woods to try to stop you, and now they block your path to your objective. They stand ominously beneath the overhanging trees, silent sentinels. You must defeat them or sneak past if you are to gain access to the ritual site. If an investigator enters the ritual site, advance. So there we go. So, yes. There we go. So that's the end of our go. So basically we've got to enter the ritual site, which is going to trigger, I'm assuming, the big bad. If we do that, we've still got some time to do that, so not too bad. We've got 4 victory points. So really the maximum we can get is 6 victory points if we defeat one of these big bads. Although we're looking a little bit shaky, I have to say, because we're already at 7 health, so things are not looking that good. So it might be a little bit difficult for us to do that. So let's move into the enemy phase. No enemies. We'll move into upkeep. We get emergency cash. Let's move into the mythos phase. There's now 2 of 5. Let's see what the encounter deck has. And the encounter deck has Umordoth's Wrath. Test 5. For each point you fail by, choose and discard a card from your hand or take 1 damage and 1 horror. Ooh, okay. So we are 5 versus a 3. So we are going to be losing lots and lots of cards because there's no way. Oh, I guess we could take a little bit of horror, but I don't want to use my dynamite. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see what the Chaos Bag has. And it has a cultist -2. So we fail, we put a doom on the nearest enemy. Right. You must either choose and discard a card for each point you fail by or take a damage and a horror. So we got a -2. So we were 3 -2. So we're a 1 versus a 5. So we've got to lose 4 cards or take 1 damage and 1 horror. Well, that will kill us. So we just basically got to lose all our cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that was super nasty. Okay, nothing in the hand. Oh boy. Okay. So we will move into the investigation phase. There are 3 doom down. We've literally got 2 goes left. We've got 2 goes left to either try and defeat the big bad. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh no, if no, this just no, it doesn't end the go. We would just but I just don't think we boy. Okay. So this agenda is going to advance. Oh, we enter the ritual site. Okay. So we'll put 3 actions onto Roland. This is not looking good, but we will move back to the main path. That's the first thing we're going to do. Second action, let's draw a card. Next, do we... And then I think we play that instead of Roland. So Roland's special goes and we get the 45 automatic. So there we go. So yeah, that's good. We've just got no soak. You know, we can't afford for anything to go wrong. So let's move into the enemy phase. No enemies doing anything. I suppose we could go and get rid of this disciple. Oh, we'll get a dodge. That's actually a really good card to get. So we move into the Mythos phase. There's 4 of 5 now. Let's see what the encounter deck has. Each investigator must discard a card at random. Well, that's got to be the dodge. So we lose the dodge. Easy come, easy go. Okay, investigation phase, 3 actions onto Roland. So the question is, do we try and kill the big bad with what we've got? Or do we try and draw into more cards? Because this is going to flip. And it's going to be one of these hunter, 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 hunter. So they're all hunters. So I think we get ourselves ready. So I think we draw some cards. So let's draw Haunted. Oh no. Well, we're going to get rid of Haunted. So that's our actions. Oh, no. Oh dear, poor old Roland. He's really had a rough time, hasn't he? Enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep, we get Milan Christopher. That's not really what I wanted. Mythos phase, there we go. Replace current action agenda with the Devourer below. This card is... Okay. So this goes... I wonder what... Yeah. So this goes... That goes... And this is what we have. So we've got to choose one of these big bads to spawn at the ritual site. Who's it going to be? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a random draw. And it is number 3. It is the Mars Hunter. Ha ha! Yes, we meet again. Ha ha ha! Well, not yet, but soon. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So there we go. That's who we've got to defeat. Let's see what the encounter deck has. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So we will move into the investigation phase. 3 actions on to Roland. Okay, well, I guess we attack the goat spawn. Oh, this is not looking good, is it? This is not looking good. We can just about survive 1 attack from the Mars Hunter. Oh, okay. Let's attack the goat spawn. So it's a 3, and we are a 5. 3 versus 5. Chaos Bag gives us +1, so we do 2 points. Okay. Second action, we will attack again. And we get an Elder Sign, which means we succeed and we kill the goat spawn. We've got 1 action left, so I don't know what we do because we can't. If we move into the ritual site, we'll be attacked. If we move out, I don't really know what the... Doesn't matter really either way, right? I think we just draw a card and hope that we get cards that we can use. I'm not sure that's really helpful. So we move into the enemy phase. The Mars Hunter moves in. Ha ha! Hello, Roland. Oh, you got some weapons there, but you're looking a bit sick, mate. You're looking very, very unwell. Ha ha! I'm gonna kill ya. I think he is going to kill us. Malign Christopher dies, and we take another point. And Malign Christopher takes the horror. So we are basically 1 away from death here. We move into upkeep. We get a magnifying glass, which is just what we need at this stage. Kill the Mars Hunter with a magnifying glass. So we move into the Mythos phase. It doesn't matter now. It's just, yeah. Let's see what the encounter deck has. The encounter deck has Dissonant Voices. Okay, we can't play assets or events. Well, we weren't going to. So let's move into the investigation phase. 3 actions on to Roland. This is a do or die. If we don't kill the Mars... Now, the Mars Hunter is currently 6 health. Ooh, can we kill him? Yes, we can, if we succeed. So we've got 1 chance to do it. First action, we will shoot the Mars Hunter. So we are running at a 6 versus a 4. Is that right? 6 versus 4. And we will do 2 points of damage. 6 versus 4. Chaos Bag gives us a -1 and we succeed. Ow! We'll do it again. 45. 6 versus a 4. Chaos Bag gives us a -3. Oh no. No. I think we failed. Oh, hold on. 4. 6 -3. 6 -3 is 3. 3 versus 4. No. No, we missed. Which means we cannot kill the Mars Hunter. So we have a choice. We can go down fighting, or we can just resign. And I think we just resign at this point. I knew you couldn't do it. You wimp. There we go. So there we go. And the crowd cheers. Roland holds up a bloody hand. He's barely standing here. So I think he did pretty well in the end. 13 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Unfortunately, it could have taken down the Mars Hunter, but it wasn't to be. Just a whole lot of things. Things went really crazy there towards the end with really Wolfman Drew was really, really tough to take down, and that's really where things went really a bit pear-shaped. I think if we'd gotten any other cultists other than Wolfman Drew, I think we would have probably been able to finish things. So there we go, but that's the way things go in the Investigator Games. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, even though it went all a bit crazy there. I did check my videos and things, and I'm it was all fine. But yes, so next time on the Investigator Games, we will be taking Daisy Walker, pretty sure. We'll be taking Daisy Walker through the Devourer below, and we'll see how she goes. But until then, I'm Krabby Terror 8. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.